Central Coast foodie. My friend Kyle Meyer is here up from the wilds of Orange County to help us taste through these Central Coast wines. And today we have a series of really wonderful wines from Sierra Madre Vineyard, Santa Maria Valley. These are some really lovely wines. The Circles, Doug and Jan Circle are growers. They bought it from the Mondavis, who were gracious enough to explain how they had planned to use these vineyards, these very vineyards of Sierra Madre, for some of their ultra premium wines.
Got it.
And so there's a lot of respect for their sharing of that information, which has been channeled into making sure these wines are a good window into the vineyard.
Right on.
Sierra Madre makes a lot, they're growers, so they sell a lot of grapes to other producers in the area. Lots of great ultra premium labels are using Sierra Madre fruit, but they also decided to make their own. And these really reflect getting out of the way of the grape and really not trying to use too many tricks in the winery, just really letting the vineyard come through.
Oh, this is really cool. This is the Pinot Blanc. You know, this is a historic vineyard, Sierra Madre, and it was off the map a little bit, you know, while the Mondavis were working with it. So they weren't making Sierra Madre wines per se, right, from the vineyard. And now we're getting back to seeing the Sierra Madre vineyard label back out there. And it's really great to see, because really some of the most legendary wines from the Central Coast, I think, have been produced from this site. And not a lot of people know it, huh?
That's true.
Yeah.
So they're kind of this, we have so many rock stars in the Central Coast, and this is definitely a rock star vineyard that's used by a lot of people, a lot of winemakers, to make some really memorable wines. And these wines were made with their previous winemaker, Steve Rasmussen, and now they have a new winemaker, Lane Tanner, who has been making wines in this area for
also outstanding.
A long time.
Yeah.
So we're excited to see what her wines will taste like. But I'm a big fan of this Pinot Blanc. It's a different flavor than Chardonnay. It's a nice creaminess.
No, you're totally right. There's a nice little dense middle to it, and Rasmussen's hand, I think, is in this wine. You know, that creamy, fruity, sweet, spicy texture in the middle, while the wine maintains focus and intensity. I think that's really key. And yeah, this has his fingerprints all over it, which is not a bad thing. Dude's got chops.
He's a good winemaker. He was telling me that a lot of Pinot Blanc is Melon de
Bourgogne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that this is a different clone. So this is like pure Pinot Blanc.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's got a different kind of flavor, and people aren't as familiar with this varietal, but I find that in Sierra Madre's hands, it's just really, it's a delicious accompaniment to dinner.
Well, that Melon de Bourgogne, you know, it's the same grape for Muscadet. You know, and Muscadet is a far cry from, like, you know, what we call traditional Alsatian Pinot Blanc, which tastes more like this, has that rounder, more generous middle, a little richer, and then, you know, the Melon de Bourgogne, which was what some people thought Pinot Blanc out here, was in fact, you know, making like these really lean, kind of skeletal frame wine. Why? We don't understand, you know, it's because it's a completely different grape variety. So this is Pinot Blanc-y to me. You know, that ripe character in the middle, the juicy, gulp type style of wine.
But this is the Chardonnay, yes. But we do really well in the Central Coast.
God, this vineyard just pumps that fruit. And there's just generous fruit coming out. I mean, this is true textbook, classic California Central Coast, sun is shining, tropical.
Oh yeah. Apparently you can, I haven't spent much time walking the vineyards out at Sierra Madre, but it's quite close to the ocean. You can smell the ocean from the ridge. You can catch that salt smell sometimes, and it really cools down. Like Santa Rita Hills, it's an open valley to the ocean. And it just pulls in that cool 52-degree ocean air, you know, and cools down these grapes.
Well, I can get that. This has a good finishing tang to it.
I can't claim to be as up on all of my clones. I know this is a special clone that folks really enjoy for Chardonnay. I don't know my clones. I'm not that level of geek.
They're not to be clones.
Send in the clones. But they also make Pinot Noir.
That Chardonnay's got me. That's just nicely crafted, textbook Central Coast California Chardonnay.
Yeah.
My gosh, you smell that? that, remember we were talking about previously, that rhubarby.
Oh yeah.
And that character kind of coming through a little bit. See a little bit of similarities to Melville's wines in this, actually. That spiciness. Again, I have no idea what the clones are, but this is just a really clean, fruit-forward, generous bottle of Pinot Noir. Just dangerous, right? I mean, you just drink buckets of it.
Well, there's such a range of Pinot Noirs, everything from the lace delicate to the kind that you want to lay by, and that can be more powerful, which is why you can have a whole festival dedicated 2 days of tasting Pinot Noir.
Just Pinot Noir, yeah.
But this is a really excellent representation of Central Coast Pinot Noir from Santa Maria Valley. Thank you very much, Sierra Madre. Thanks, Steve.
Woo! Yeah, game on. Beautiful wines. Cheers.
Thanks.